Alrighty, here we are again. This is now at episode 5. Well, not my playthrough, probably is like actual 4, but we're on episode 5, She Who Eats Dreams. So, again, I've cleared this as well, and episode 5, the themes of it tend to come back every so often, but it's a pretty fun level, honestly. Currently it is 9:50, Friday, November 27th is the time of recording, just so you guys know how much I really spend, per day, kind of getting these things out of the way and working on them before they really come up. I don't know, I personally find it helps at least a little bit with gauging people's, sense of what I really do, and just helps with making sure that people are aware of when I'm actually doing these, so that it feels like I'm being a little more honest. I'm not sure. I know most people are aware of that fact, but I don't know, it helps me feel a bit more inclusive with everybody, at least whoever watches these. So here we go. Episode 5, She Who Eats Dreams. And here we are. Now, in case you already can't tell, things are a little weird here. It's kind of got a weird, misty feeling. The camera kind of sways back and forth, and obviously the moon was a giant reflection, as if you were viewing it from the water. Very wavy and moving. Now, I can no longer control my camera angles. I also can't control the speed that he's walking. Usually he kind of runs, because I'm just pressing one key. You can't really half press a key. Walking speed doesn't exist in PC gaming, but kind of forces you to slow down. So here we go, first cutscene.
Mondo! 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 Wake up!
So yeah, our first little vision of this is the moon, the sun, and the earth rotating around a sleeping young Mondo. The main characteristic of any of the dream characters that you to keep track of, other than just obviously the names being shouted, is the hairstyle, but you kind of have to add in a little bit of just keeping track of who's who in these sequences, because obviously, this is a dream sequence. So, as you can see, there's actually 2 moons. That one, and the weird reflection one. So it kind of gives you that sense of, hey, this is a dream, and plus, the episode is called She Who Eats Dreams. So, it would make sense that it is, in fact, in a dream. But kind of gives you that weird sense of reality is being withheld from you. That surrealism that you can't really expect out of what the real world is, something you could only see through a dream. And truth be told, dreams kind of can be like this. Mine are usually very fast-paced, vision-like, almost like a movie. And usually I'm still very much in control of what I'm doing, but not anything else. And usually things just flash by so quick that I can remember it, but it's hard to really remember after I wake up.
This is my memory?
Mom!
as you can see, again, David is correct about knowing that Mondo only eats soft-boiled eggs. As we could see with that, we could also see his mother and the weird unconscious stress from looking at the ringing doorbell and the door that has that Mondo experienced some unconscious stress and pain. But Mondo's always had this kind of disconnect with his memory that we can obviously see with him not even able to recognize that it's his memory. And there, up ahead, we have a fount of dark matter, the purple shit we always see, and someone in red. I just call the woman in red, but she does have purpose here, yes. And that'll be blatantly obvious later, but I don't want to really say too much. But again, more of the just very intentional scening and everything, so it kind of lets you realize that you can't just go back from these. There's only a way forward, just through these kind of intentional ways. Plus it kind of, again, has that suspense of disbelief and just how this game is very stylized and everything about it is extremely intentional. Here we have the last memory. So again, we see the lady in red who can interact with the memory and his dream because, you know, in that memory there is no one else. She just appeared out of nowhere and caused him, again, more unconscious stress, so perhaps it's her that's causing the problem. But in what way, we don't know. But as you can see, Moon River and Mondo had a childhood together. One that he didn't touch on when he took the job to assassinate David, or execute. Sorry, terminology difference. But either way. So it kind of goes to show that Mondo doesn't have memory of his past. But also, there was a unicorn there. Does that have significance? Kind of. We'll touch on it later.
Is this part of my memory too?
So yeah, as we can see, Mondo and Moon River shared a sort of traumatic event, which was Moon River obviously getting into water and I would assume almost drowning, which, you know, she's alive now, but then again, we've already had a dead guy give us a contract, so who knows? I upgraded a little bit in between episodes, mainly just because it helps a little bit, but as of right now, you can see, yeah, she's not really taking damage, but that's because as you go, you kind of gotta wait for them to attack, and then you can really wail on them, but each individual one is responsible for a bit of health, so as soon as you kill one of them, then you don't really, then you can save yourself from at least getting yourself too badly hurt. But yeah, each one is, they keep spawning until all the health bar is gone, so this is essentially the boss fight. So yeah, killed one, health bar goes down a little. There's only ever 4 at a time, and I just hit one that was in the shadows. So when you hit one of them that's in these like shadow forms, it'll take their first person and it can constantly bombard you with blood shots. Similar to what you would do with Muscleback, but you know, it doesn't stop until you kill them, and right now with how low health I am, I'd rather not take that chance. I'd rather get behind a rock and just kinda deal with this real quick. Yeah, the fact this is working is a little bit funny, but also a little sad, but either way. Now we're back at full health. Shit. I know, it's very difficult to maneuver with in first person from someone else's point of view, which is why I personally try to avoid them when they're in those shadow forms. But again, unless they're really actually attacking you, it's a lot more difficult to actually get hits off, so. Because they'll obviously like to do this weird fade in and out of reality type thing, and I'd rather not deal with it, but it makes for a very interesting fight at least. Come on. Now they're all shadows, and I'd rather not deal with that. They don't even attack you if they're in shadow form, so that's why I just kind of ignore them. Well, that's a lie, obviously, because one of them just tried to shoot a laser beam, but the point is they don't actively attack all the time when they're like that, so generally you can kind of just ignore them. Shit. Come on, get a little bit of health here, and you can break this if you manage to kill one of them, but otherwise it's literally just a waiting game and being very patient. Shit. But sometimes it takes a while, so I'd rather use it as an opportunity, honestly, to actually do damage. These fucking bitches have a lot of health. And yeah, they can do shit like that, which is, at the very least, irritating. The fact they can go out of the map, but... Yep. Come on. End that bitch, Mondo. Shit. Dodged right into that thing. There we go. Alright. Come on, turn around, Mondo. There we go. Yeah, she's fading in and out anyway, so... Shit. See, now they're going back to this pyramid again. I hate this attack. It's just because it literally pulls you into it. That's why I don't like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't care as much if it just didn't pull you into it. Like, it can do a lot of damage, sure, but if it didn't pull you into it, obviously, you know, it'd be a lot easier to deal with. Ow. But, either way, it wouldn't be very effective either way, so I can see how it's kind of a necessary thing, but it's just the amount they use it, honestly, I feel like, more than anything. Ow. So yeah, I can realistically just kind of outrun it. But even then, when you're running, it kind of slowly gets to you, so... Yeah. So, you can't really outrun it, unless you're really, really far away, which... kind of gotta be ready for, so... Ow. Bitch. I'm not dealing with that first-person shit. Until they clip into each other. Can you just die already? Jesus. Only that one, I just don't want to be locked into first-person as much as I can. I find it really disorienting. And I mean, that's probably the point of it, but still. It'd be better if I didn't have to deal with it as much. Come on. Shit. Yeah, sometimes dodging kind of just arcs you around. It's a little wonky with that move, but at least helps you maintain a little bit of distance, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's doing more harm than good, so who knows. Yeah, I think if they're like actively trying to go into that shadow form, then you basically like avert it if you're still like hitting them. Obviously, I have a power dash. I got a power dash upgrade, so I can kind of just tap the attack button from a distance, and he'll just lunge quickly at the nearest enemy. Obviously, that kind of worked at a disadvantage, because suddenly he just turned around and lunged at one of them behind me, whom was in that form, so kind of locked me into that first-person mode, but again, nobody said gaming that this game was perfect. Everything has its kind of flaws and moments where you kind of something happens that you didn't mean for it to happen, or something similar. I wouldn't necessarily call it a bug because it did exactly what it's supposed to do, throw you at the nearest enemy. Plus, at that moment, you know, some of them turn into their like phase out moments where they kind of phase in and out of reality, so it's doing exactly what it does. It's locking in on the nearest target and pulling me into it. Does that have to be the same target I was just fighting? Not necessarily, but the fact is that it's not a bug. It's definitely doing exactly what I want it to be doing. Just so happens that it's a little bit that it impedes my progress a little bit. Is it a little annoying? Yeah. I don't know why I paused and like I'm continuing that thought now. I mean, I guess when you're focused, you still think you're talking about a subject, even though you kind of just stop to focus. Come on. There we go. Alright. Love breaking that pyramid. Makes it so much easier to deal with. Ah, shit. Yeah, you kind of gotta time out when they're gonna shoot, so that you can actually get out of that without getting scathed too bad. Honestly, I don't mind as long as because they can't do the pyramid when you're in a first-person mode, so I don't mind having my last attempt in that. There we go. Perfect. And our boss fight is over. And kaboom. We behead the woman in red. And there we go. It was a dream!
Moon River?
You must have been having a nightmare.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. When exactly was it we met again?
According to my memories, it wasn't long ago.
Where did you live when you were a child?
On the dark side of the moon, my entire life.
Of course you did.
So,
Is something the matter?
Queen of Dreams. She must be playing tricks on me.
So yeah. We learn Moon River has always been on the dark side of the moon, so I mean, in order for them to be childhood friends, would he have had to be in the dark side of the moon as well when he was a kid? I mean, there's a lot of speculation that could go into that. And now I'm caught up on at least recording this part, so I'm gonna go ahead and just end it here. Next episode 6 is Man Who Stole Her Ears. Personally, very fun episode, but not for today. So I guess I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you again. If you liked the video you saw, go ahead and head down to the description. I got a PayPal money pool set up for just any donations. It's a hobby, so don't feel the need, but anything helps. See you next time.